Remember, I'm sorry.
And you know what? Wouldn't it be fun for all of us to get together? Oh my God, how fun that would
Oh,
be.
that would be fun.
So fun. All right.
Pajama party.
Pajama party. No, I don't sleep over very well. I was brought up in the boony doonies, so I'm really weird about everything. Okay, module 7. Module 7. Guys, here's the number one thing. This is where we kind of put the rubber meets the road. This is brave thinking. And here's the thing. I love what Jesse kind of sparked a spark today. I've been part of an international think tank of women. And a spark was sparked yesterday. It really pissed me off, which is I am sick and tired of women saying things like, she was looking for me to give her permission. Nobody gives us permission. We are nobody's small child. When did women stop being strong, empowered, and confident and start taking on the role of being someone's child?
I love that.
And this kills our power on a global level. Globally, ladies, we have an opportunity for world peace. Check it out. We seriously do. You cannot believe the conversations women are having in the political arena right now, worldwide. Okay? We're nobody's child. You guys, it's time for us to play big and reclaim our power. Okay, everybody. Make sure you have your mute on for this next piece before we open up this this lesson today. I'm going to have you repeat after me the Boundary Boss Bill of Rights. Kathleen, honey, you might hit your mute on your microphone.
Okay, I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, it might be a little bit tricky. So what you can do instead, though, is instead of saying out loud after me, you can think it. Then you don't have to mute anything.
Okay.
Okay, ladies, repeat after me, and Kathleen, think after me. I have the right to say no or yes to others without feeling guilty. I have the right to say no or yes to others without feeling guilty. I have the right to make mistakes, to course correct, or change my mind. I have the right to make mistakes, course correct, or change my mind. I have the right to negotiate for my preferences, desires, and needs. I have the right to negotiate for my preferences, desires, and needs. I have the right to express and honor all of my feelings if I choose. I have the right to express and honor all of my feelings if I choose. I have the right to voice my opinion even if others disagree. I have the right to voice my opinion even if others disagree. I have the right to be treated with respect, consideration, and care. I have the right to be treated with respect, consideration, and care. Repeat after me, ladies. And damn it, I'm going to get it.
Keep going. Yeah.
I have the right to determine who has the privilege of being in my life. I have the right to determine who has the privilege to be in my life. I have the right to communicate my boundaries, limits, and deal breakers. I have the right to communicate my boundaries, limits, and deal breakers. I have the right to prioritize my self-care without feeling selfish. I have the right to prioritize my self-care without feeling selfish. I have the right to talk true, be seen, and live free. I have the right to talk true, be seen, and live free. Empowering. Now your job is to make sure you have those written down, share them with your girlfriends, share them with your clients, share them with your man friends. Because you know what? Men definitely need to know how to set their boundaries in a healthy way. Okay. The number one mistake all women make is to stop writing things down. We have to write things down. I am not great at writing things down. Now I'm writing a book and it's been quite intriguing. Make sure you never stop scheduling daily self-care.
So we have to find the elevator.
I would.
Of daily self-care is boundaries. That's foundation. Okay, good stuff right there. Your spiritual self-care, healthy eating, intimate conversations with close friends, and staying active is your best success plan. I am a master integrative health coach, and here's my big tip to you. Half your plate needs to be vegetables at lunch and dinner, no matter what. You want to drink at least 24 ounces, or at least, you know, gosh, half your body weight, good luck, of water a day or fluids. When you drink water, never drink cold anything. The water you drink must always be body temperature. Okay, why? Good question, Silmar, thank you. Because your gut, your body runs at body temperature. And for a healthy gut, we want to ingest body temperature fluids. When you drink cold, it is a shock to your body and your system. Cold's very bad for us. Why? No one seems to say, how come half my plate needs to be vegetables? Well, because they're antioxidants and they're also high in fiber. Fiber is the one thing that most women are depleted in because of fast food and unhealthy eating. Okay.
I'm more carnivore. I respectfully disagree, but respect your opinion. But I really am into the carnivore diet.
I honor your choices, and I think that's great. And I definitely can back this with data. I'm not saying that recognize half your plate needs to be vegetables. The other half can be protein. That's great. Protein's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Okay. Too much of anything is a bad thing, period, whether it's vegetables or protein or whatever. Okay, guys, spiritual self-care, powerful. Every day, bump up your powerful spiritual practice, whether it's meditation, prayer, popping out of bed, saying, oh my God, I love my life. Okay. Keep conversations short and to the point. Don't apologize for setting boundaries. Oh, be great. Wait, maybe I can, never mind, Kathleen, I can do it. Oh. Yeah, okay. Don't apologize for setting a boundary ever, never. Because if you set a healthy boundary, even if it wasn't set skillfully, never go back and apologize because you're standing in your truth. You want to honor who you are. That's important because it's our inability to honor our authentic selves that keep us shoving it down. And as we know, it's like a cancer, it metastasizes, and then it creates mental health problems. Okay. So make sure that if you set a boundary, a healthy boundary, your limit, you never go back and apologize, never. Be willing to end a conversation abruptly if it gets heated. You must also never stand there and be verbally abused by anyone. We're not 12 years old anymore. This is not our parent. When you were a kid, you didn't have a choice because you're relying on your parent for everything. But now we're adults. Take charge of the conversation and stay calm. That's the secret, ladies. That's the superpower. Stay calm. Inside, your whole body might be doing this. Have you ever had that experience? Who's had that? Where your body's like going, nee, right?
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving for like 5 hours before I finally exploded.
Yeah, and then so if you can master this staying calm and the moment it occurs, I'm sorry, but I need to ask you to leave.
Well, I did, but she didn't.
No, she
And
didn't.
I kept removing myself as she kept chasing me. So I
That
finally just, in the middle of the kitchen, I finally just threw my hands in the air and said, this shit has got to stop.
I
And
know
boy, they all scattered.
they did. And we need to continue this conversation. Okay, and put your emotions aside. That really feeds beautifully into what you just said. Put your emotions aside and breathe. Here's a great breath technique, guys. Let's try it together. I learned this from a very famous meditation teacher that I meditate with almost daily. Okay, you're just gonna keep your eyes open because you're in the eye of the storm. You're gonna take a breath in through your nose, long and slow, and take a breath out through your mouth. And let yourself settle. Let's do one more. Breath in. And take a breath out through your mouth. Yeah, feel a little better. When you're right in the eye of all the action, you got to settle you so that you're well. Okay? This is a good cancer preventer, by the way. It's also a good way to prevent a nervous breakdown. Okay. Stay open and permit yourself to leave a toxic situation. Always approach toxic environments or a toxic relationship like a curious child. Don't have an agenda going in. Don't have an expectation. You're a curious child. Be open and say to yourself, notice how I say you're giving yourself permission because it is the child that wants to run. It is the child that wants to scream. It is the child that wants to stand there and get injured, right? But give yourself permission to leave a toxic and say it. You have to say it. You have to say it, Jolene. I am leaving. Do not follow me. You have to say it. Okay, the following questions. So this is going to help you guys. So here's a non-negotiable framework. Be confident. Practice makes perfect. You got to keep coming and don't give up. 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 You guys got some tough ones, right? Some of you guys have some real tough ones. I have a tough one, but not anymore. I'm so proud of myself, you guys. Okay, number 2, consistency. Don't give up. You're worth it. Don't give up. I know you're tired. You can DM me. You know how to get me. You guys want to do a support group once a month. We got this covered. We're going to talk about boundaries. We'll unpack some stuff. You've got Tanya, you've got Jolene, we've got Kathleen, we've got Jessie, we've got Paulette, we've got Silmar, we've got Jennifer. We've got some freaking amazing coaches here. We have some masters. So we actually have a great mastermind, by the way, not just support, but mastermind. And then timing is everything. You know, anyone have that experience where you have something you want to say to your husband or your partner, maybe your best friend? Or maybe you have something you have to say to a teacher and you tell them and it's not good timing. Anyone have that experience? You know, we kind of have to use our intuition, right? To figure out the best timing. And you know what? Here's a really easy thing to do. We're going to practice this talking thing and say, hey, is this a good time to talk? And if the person like Ken Bender, he's got the power and he's in front of the TV and I'm trying to get between him and the power and the TV, that, you know, I've got to get in his face and say, oh, honey, I love you. Is this a good time to talk? And of course he says, no. And he's clicking, no, it's not a good time to talk. Or he's on his phone. I'm like, okay, well, what time works best for you? How about, you know, in an hour? Sound good? Right? So we have to find that time. All right, a lot happens when we communicate, doesn't it? You know, we're talking, we're also, we have a tone to our voice, and we have body language. If I'm here, what does that tell you guys? Anybody? You guys can unmute.
I'm closed.
Yes, sir, we're
I'm
close.
locked.
In
Yeah,
the dark,
yeah,
feeling like you're in the dark. Mhm.
yeah. How about if I cross my legs, Silmar? What does that tell you?
Anything that's crossing is that you're closed in. You're supposed to like open up your arms when you're speaking with people. I know this because I do negotiations for a living. So you're supposed to keep your hands open forward, not inward, to welcome people to talk to you.
Sweet. I love that. That was really helpful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your expertise. All right, so body language. And how about tone of voice? How important is tone of voice?
It's everything because your voice is your vibration.
Your voice is your vibration, your frequency, your energy.
Sorry, unless you're Puerto
Yeah.
Rican.
I like
Exactly. I was
I'm
going to
kidding.
say that.
I'm kidding.
and you know,
We speak very fast. So
Fast, and then we have
passionate.
we're passionate. And we have that strong, like, loud voice.
Yeah. Very loud.
and that's very powerful. And so you brought up a very good point, Silmar. Thank you. And I want to kind of, if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and funnel into that, right? I'm going to funnel into the Puerto Rican goddesses in the room by saying that it's not only cultural, this tone of voice, it's also sexual. And this is where it gets a little sticky because some of you may or may not know I'm a relationship coach. And also I navigate intimacy and helping people with their relationships. And men will say, I love you in a tone of voice that doesn't always resonate with a woman, and she may infer a lot of things, okay? She might make some assumptions based on his tone of voice, which is actually really untrue because we must never make assumptions. For example, a man will say, I love you. Or he'll say, oh, I love you. And we might think he's mad, but you know what? He's not. He just struggles saying, I love you. So a man's tone of voice is very different from a woman's. Plus, guess what? The emotional signals are different as well. Interesting, right? Or not. I mean, I think it's kind of interesting. So our tone of voice is really a superpower. And so if you say something calmly, like I will say, you know, I'm really sad. I'm really sad about that. That's really different from going, you know, I'm really sad. You make me sad. Well, now it becomes a weapon, doesn't it? Interesting. Or maybe that individual will infer a lot from how I said the thing. Because I showed you an example of how we can infer some things by how a man says something. We can infer some things by how another woman says something also. All right, but a tone of voice is powerful. If you're calm, your tone of voice when you're delivering something like, no, that's not going to work for me. You don't have my permission. People are going to listen. If you're emotional, then it's going to play into a stereotype. Oh, that's just a woman being emotional. You want to be taken seriously, you got to have a tone of voice as a serious woman, which is not emotional, guys. Check for understanding. What did you hear me say? And stay really calm. Okay, so what are some boundary pitfalls? We talked a lot about apologizing, you know, I hope that was helpful. What I really love about this particular lesson is I give you guys a lot of examples and you get to write out examples of over-explaining Because, you know, what happens, who knows, who can help me with this? What happens when you start over explaining? How does the listener receive that? Anybody? Paulette?
Insecure.
Yeah, you feel kind of insecure. They think you're insecure.
Mm.
Silmar, what would you like to share?
That insecurity.
Mhm,
You don't know what you're talking about. It's a sign of weakness.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Low self-esteem. Yeah.
could be seen as a sign of weakness or so low self-esteem. One thing I'll share with all of you is we're women and we're storytellers. We have a brain that's specifically designed for communication and emotion. So over-explaining comes very natural to us. How many of you have spent huge amounts of time telling me your wins and victories and have gone over whatever time period it is? Probably every one of you, because we're women. So over-explaining when it comes to setting a boundary, it's natural for us. However, we're going to lose our listener, aren't we? Because there's too many words. Okay, let me get clear on this. If you're setting a boundary with a man, it's going to be different than setting a boundary with a woman. Men think in boxes: sex box, sports box, money box. You got to be short, you got to be sweet, and you got to be direct. They don't want the story. They don't want the explanation. They don't want all the things. Okay? So you have to be short, you have to be direct. So when you're setting a boundary, it's good to know who you're setting the boundary with. Is it a man or a woman? Because if I'm going to set a boundary with Jolene, I'm going to add some more words. Jolene, I'm sorry if I'm picking on you, but we tend to talk a lot.
It's okay. I love words.
And so I'm more likely to say, Jolene, is this a good time to talk? I want you to know how I feel. I feel this because of that. What are your thoughts? So that's a lot of words for a man. Okay. Jolene can hear that. She might ask for more backstory because she's a woman. But if Jolene was a man, I'd say, hey, Joe, I don't feel comfortable with what you just said because it makes me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Can you please change your tone of voice? Right? That's very short, very direct, very sweet. Okay. So it's just different. I also think it's important for us to explore why we feel like we have to over-explain, because you're going to learn a lot about yourself. Okay. If anything, this program is about learning about who you are. Why do you feel compelled to over-explain?
Justification.
You don't have to justify anything. You're in charge of your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings. And that leads to the next thing, right? Need to justify. Right. You don't have to justify anything. There's no tit for tat thinking. I do blah for everyone else, yada, yada, yada. Nope. You don't have to justify anything. Justification is going to shoot you in the foot every time because you've lost your listener, you've lost your credibility, and you've lost yourself. Any questions? Comments? Experiences? Jesse? I think you're
I wanted to say something. Oh, sorry. Jesse's
Silmar?
talking.
I'd love
Yeah,
to.
I wanted to say something. Sometimes silence, it's also a boundary. I've learned that this past
Absolutely.
few months.
Absolutely. And as an expert negotiator, that's absolutely right. And what's wonderful is that you are in the best position to really know how to master those skills. Thank you. That's really important. When we are silent, though, it has a lot to do with how we feel. If you're silent because you're standing in your power, that's one thing. If you're silent because you feel small, you don't ever want to do that. Okay. Jesse, did you have a question?
I caught myself for, I need this done now. Sorry to interfere with your day kind of thing. But at the same time, I see also the acknowledge, instead of coming from that perspective, saying, hey, I wasn't responsible with my time. Can you help me with this thing that I have urgently? Is a very different perspective, in my opinion, than I'm sorry, you know.
So there's a couple of elements here, aren't there? The first one is you're kind of apologizing with the first one. The second one, you're putting yourself down. So I'd like for you to rewrite both of those and send them over to me, and let's work through this together. Sound good? Dr. Tanya.
Also, if you can't replace I'm sorry with I apologize because you made a mistake, and it's not really a mistake that you made. I'm sorry means that you're a sorry person. I am sorry, but I apologize is an action. So think about it like that. If you can interpret it that you're sorry about something, just say I apologize.
Excellent.
I like that because it also can feel more meaningful, right? Because when you sometimes you say, "Oh, I'm sorry," but it doesn't feel like it could feel a little bit condescending to the person you're saying you're sorry to, or as Canadians, we use it all the time, right? Like it
Right,
could
right.
just so the I apologize seems more formalized and respectful of the other person.
It also means that you're aware that you made a mistake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the other thing about silence is it's also a time for you to gather your thoughts. So being silent, I'm Quaker, so we're silent a lot because we're waiting for spirit to tell us what to do. So when you're silent, you can be waiting on spirit to give you the right words to say. I often say, ask me 2 weeks from now what I should have said right now, because it's going to take me that long to come up with the answer.
Oh,
Ask me in 2 weeks, because I'll have a great response for you then.
Can I also
I love that.
that's
like add to
interesting.
the other side of the person receiving the silence because I didn't know that silence was disagreement sometimes. Like, and for certain personalities,
Mhm.
it's like, whoa. Like that was a shocker. So I don't even know what to do with that. Like when someone is just like kind of stonewalling you and just not responding, or you're trying to engage in a conversation, maybe get an agreement or cast a common vision for like what you want to do even for that afternoon or whatever it is. Like what's the prompt to say, is it to say I'm noticing your silence? Do you disagree with that? Like is that
Oh, I
something to
would just
say
say,
or
are you still thinking about it? Because my
oh,
husband's much slower to respond than I am. I'm East
okay.
Coast. I'm right there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right away.
Yeah,
And I
mine
guess
does
to
that. I get that.
differentiate it, right? To
Hmm.
differentiate like the stonewaller versus like I just disagree with you and I'm never even open to having any conversation versus
Right.
I'm
You're never
thinking
gonna-
about it, you know?
People
So maybe
aren't
that's
gonna generally say
an
that.
awareness trigger for me is that like, are you thinking of, yeah, okay, that's fair to
Are
get
you,
clarity
are you
that way.
still thinking about it?
Yeah. Thank you for your feedback too, Dr. Tanya, because
Yeah.
when I work with my kids, students as well as my own children, I'm like, you are not sorry. There is nothing about you that's sorry. You know that you did something wrong. So not only saying you apologize, but what actions are you going to take? Because your words are empty when you just are like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I said, you know how much that pisses you off at school. I'm sure you might, I've had coworkers like, I'm sorry, and they still do the same shit. And you're just like,
So,
"Psst."
so what I'm hearing, okay, what I'm hearing is that there's a great distinction between saying I apologize and I'm sorry. And it depends, what I'm also hearing is it depends on the situation and the environment and the conversation and the person you're talking to. And when I come back to Dr. Tanya, when she brings up that it's an action to say I apologize, I love what you said there, Jennifer, in response to Dr. Tanya, because what you brought up for me that I want to share with everyone is a reason why we say things out loud is because our brain picks that up. Okay, your brain picks this up. That's why if you're going to leave a room, you say, I have to leave the room. For me, I say, if you continue to have this conversation, I'm leaving the room. When you're ready to talk like an adult, I can come back. When you say, I apologize, that wasn't very skillful, whatever you want to do, your brain picks that up and now you feel confident. So this is a practice for honing your confidence. Also something Jennifer brought forward that I thought was great in response to Tanya is that, you know, it's more mindful. We're being mindful. And then what I thought was good about Tanya bringing up the silence is that it's very true. The first process of healing and becoming a better woman and understanding what the real problem is recognizing. We have to recognize that something is not working out, that something has to shift. And so that's where taking that pause and breathing, that's the very first step in my signature method, the transform method, which when you buy my book, you'll be able to read about it. Just doing a plug. Okay, so to wrap it up, and then we're going to do a sort of a powerful ending today. Thank you, Dr. Tanya. That was really good feedback. Thank you, Paulette. That was good feedback too. You guys are really rocking it today. Okay, so to wrap it up, state your boundaries specifically. Number 2, state your boundaries with limits, stipulations, times, days, etc. Now, when I talk to my 43-year-old daughter, this is how I talk. She is a doctor of pediatric psychology. She's brainy. She's amazing. She's incredible. I have to say, this is my boundary. This is the time period that I'm doing it. These are the choices. What works for you? So it's similar to talking to a man. I have to be very straightforward, very direct. And this is what helps my relationship with her to be powerful and strong. Give clear consequences with repeat offenders. Never threaten. I also was piqued, kind of excited about the Boundary Bill of Rights. I want to make one part of the Boundary Bill of Rights very clear with all of you. Number 3, I have the right to negotiate for my preferences, desires, and needs. The word is negotiate, not manipulate. Boundaries are not—
That's a great distinction, Laura.
Boundaries, you're not setting your boundaries to manipulate the other person. You're setting your boundaries to stand in your power and your self-confidence. Okay? We do not use this as a tool. It's not about winning or getting something. That's the hardest thing, right? Because everybody wants to hire a coach to get something. Nope. You do the work. And guess what? We walk through the door and out the other side a better human, a better coach, a more incredible woman, a wise woman. Manipulation only buys you more pain and heartache. Imagine that. Okay, and always follow through, ladies. Okay, everybody, how did that go for you in today? Please give feedback in the chat. And we're going to finish with a little practice today. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate and love you all. It's really been an honor and a blessing to have this opportunity to for you to trust me as your coach. And if you need to reach out, you all have the white glove treatment that my $4,000 or $5,000 clients receive. You can reach out at any time, okay, in the course of us working together. So we have Module 8 coming up next week. And then we're going to schedule our one-on-ones where we're going to talk a little bit about future focus for the group or for you or whatever. Okay, please mute. Thank you, Tanya. That's a good suggestion to repeat the Bill of Boundaries every day. All right, guys, close your eyes. Mute your microphone. You're all muted. Thank you. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. Now we're going to go more than a minute over. Hope it's okay. Take a long breath out. Silmar, if you're still here, if you can hang in here for just another minute, that'd be good. Oh, good. Okay. Keep your eyes closed and repeat after me. I am successful. I am a magnet for success. I am fortunate. I'm grateful for my success. My success benefits those around me. I am determined to succeed. Success is on its way to me now. I am successful. I am a magnet for success. I am focused on success. My projects succeed. I am doing my best. The best is yet to come. I am successful. I am a magnet for success. Success is on its way to me now. I am grateful for my accomplishments. I choose prosperity. I attract success. I deserve my success. I am successful. I am a magnet for success. Success is coming to me now. I attract abundance. I am the architect of my own life. I believe in my ability to be successful. I have a positive mindset. Success is on its way to me now. I am successful. I am a magnet for success. My possibilities to succeed are infinite. I acknowledge my great potential. I successfully overcome my obstacles. Success is coming to me now. And so it is. Please take a moment before slowly opening your eyes. Good job, everybody. You guys did such a great job today. Thank you for joining me.